So I'm following the birthday book. Midas Touch has some really good photos out there. These are all pages from this birthday book. Now this one, 1983, it shows someone, maybe Jeffrey Epstein with darker hair, giving balloons to little girls on the side of the street. And then 2003 it turns into an island with a plane and girls massaging him at different areas, including right in the middle there. And it says, "What a great country." So, yeah, there's that. There's that. There's Midas Touch reposted this. There was a page in here too from new page from Epstein's birthday book. Epstein and a longtime Mar-a-Lago member joking about selling a fully depreciated woman to Donald Trump for $22,500. And it shows them all. The woman's face is blacked out. Epstein's on far left, and then the guy in the middle. I can't remember what his name is. He's an old friend of Epstein's. Jeffrey, showing early talents with money and women, sells fully depreciated, redacted, to Donald Trump for $22,500. Showed early people skills too. Even though I handled the deal, I didn't get any of the money or the girl. There's another one that says, before Jeffrey, I was 22 years old. I was a 22-year-old divorcee working as a hostess in a hotel restaurant. After Jeffrey, and it says, I now live in New York City, have traveled to Paris, London, Milan, Copenhagen, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Stockholm, China, Singapore, Brunei, Bangkok, Bali, Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique, Rwanda, South Africa, Morocco, Ireland, St. Tropez, Florida, St. Bart, St. Thomas, St. John, New Mexico, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Aspen. I have met Prince Andrew, President Clinton, Sultan of Brunei, Donald Trump, Antonio Verglas, Naomi Campbell, Stephanie Seymour, Peter Brandt, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, brilliant scientists, lawyers, and businessmen. I have flown on the Concorde, gone skydiving, taken a flying lesson, been scuba diving, parasailing, attended a Victoria's Secret fashion show, seen the private quarters of Buckingham Palace, sat on the Queen of England's throne, rode on a racetrack with Max Pappas, learned countless skills. Almost sounds like the whitewashing of slavery. Next, there's a picture, I guess a woman sent him. It's all redacted. Most of it's all redacted. Jeffrey, there are no words to describe how much I appreciate and admire you. I believe you're the most extraordinary person I've ever met, and I can't believe how lucky I am to have become part of your life. What you have shown me and taught me in 1 year, is more than most people experience in a lifetime. Like one of the girls that he and then turned into a predator. What else can I say? But, B-U-T-T, and it's all redacted. Show a picture of her in bed. Alan Dershowitz wrote him a letter that said, Dear Jeffrey, as a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain an early version of the Vanity Unfair article. Doesn't that sound like Donald Trump? Vanity Unfair. I talked him into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton, as you will see from the enclosed excerpt. Happy birthday and best regards. And then it shows a picture of this Vanity Unfair magazine. It says December of 2001. Can't see what it says there. Life is shit. It's a quote from Jeffrey Epstein. And then it says, who was Jack the Ripper? Was it Jeffrey Epstein? Exclusive. The 100-year-old mystery solved by Patricia Cornwell. Al-Qaeda in South America. This is by Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein stole my heart and other courtroom dispatches by Dominique Dunn. Bring it on. Consume me, Jeffrey. Intoxicate me, Jeffrey. Nicole Kidman bears her soul. Okay. Bloody Sunder. Okay. And there's a picture of Ghislaine Maxwell naked on top of Jeffrey Epstein in a pool. Imagine that. Committing perjury. This is perjury, by the way. Blanche said, we talked a few minutes ago about this birthday book. I understand you don't remember anything with Trump, or a lot about the book anyway. Do you remember asking Trump to submit a letter for that? She says, I do not. That's perjury, bitch. Perjury. Then there's a creepy picture of all these guys in their underwear. Kind of gross, but I guess that's a picture of them back then, and that's a picture of them now. Okay, great. Then there's a picture of another like poem. It says, who was in that Who is in that burn over there? Why, it's Jeffrey, I declare, the man of means, in sweatshirt and jeans, and at a black tie formal affair. To add to life's piquancy, Jeffrey, with increasing frequency, on any occasion with little persuasion, with outrage, will outrage the public decency. I have heard that Jeffrey will act with morals, decorum, and tact, with honor, goodwill, and truth, but forsooth this information may be inexact. As far as I can detect, Jeffrey seems to select, to express his mood, terms crude, rude, and lewd, and potentially incorrect. Jeffrey at a half century, with credentials plenipotentiary, though up to no good whenever he could, he has avoided the penitentiary. Nice. Another one. Two very young girls, probably just 17, were riding in my father's something, Park Avenue, top down, smooching it up in a car, drop dead laughing. Whatever that means. And then girls on my boat. We picked up girls on a beach, went out on a boat. I tell them with knife in my hand to take suits off. But Warren tells, don't worry, his name is J.N. He's just joking. He lives at so-and-so. I tell Mark to throw him into the water. He did. Whatever the fuck that means. Castaways, Volume 1. I was porking some girl in bed, and Jeffrey brings in the maid to make the bed, and she left screaming and never came back. We're both in bed, porking some girls. I said, what do you think? While he's shoving penicillin down my throat. This is, a lot of it's crude and coded. Johnny Boy Kafka, Dallas, Texas. Dearest Jeff, 50 years old. You really have a pretty amazing life. Amazing because of where and when it started. Paula and Seymour fucking. Who was there to tell him where to stick it? Who told him to spit on her C word to make it wet? Maybe they had more on the ball than we all give them credit for. Anyway, from that night back in May of '53, they lay intoxicated from their lovemaking. Little did they know that they would be bringing into the world early next year. Let's fast forward to you. I remember summers when Warren would work some shit-ass job, Nathan's for minimum wage, and I would always find something, male ego in Brighton Beach, and Frogwood too, Cabana Boy. But you, Jeff, would never work. Yes, you were special. You did things like music camps in Michigan. Which brings me to where you lost your virginity. You may not remember, but I was under the same roof that cold New Year's Eve in '66 or '67. Not sure. The first time I flew was with you. I went with you to Michigan to visit your friend, Redacted, the interlochen girl for New Year's Eve. I was also the first time I had ever laid my eyes on a bright, attractive, bubbly, blue-eyed Midwestern female. She was like an alien to me. She wasn't Jewish or Italian. Wasn't she your first? My first was up in Monticello, where I spent the summer with Lloyd and Andy, working at Playland Arcade in Monticello. It was Lloyd's girlfriend. Anyway, back to the Michigan trip, because it was significant. Jeff, you took me with you. It was my first time out of Brooklyn. It was no big deal, but we went. And nobody else ever went anywhere back where we came from. Are you sure this will make your winky grow? In the first picture, oh my, never seen those pants before. And the last picture, waiting for my front massage. Yeah, I mean, it's all... And then a picture of some guys in masks. Finally, at the home of our friend, let's call him Mr. Brown, Jeffrey unveiled his plan. To some, it may have seemed to get rich quick scheme, but to me it was pure genius. Rob and kill was the name of the plan. The first victim to be attacked and brutally plundered. Would you want more than that? On the boardwalk at Venice Beach. Broad daylight. The dastardly thieves were never caught. Postscript. I retired from the life, but I recently read an article in New York which led me to believe that my old friend Mr. E had continued on and become an industry leader. Not sure how to take that. Another one, a picture of a girl's butt. Forever Aspen with Francis, Snow Days, the real mask room. Jizzies, a highly excited and distracted state of mind, not a cloud in the sky. To a collector of where